A bright flash of light tore across Earth's sky. People looked up, wondering if it was a meteor shower. It wasn't. 50 massive ships appeared in orbit around Earth. They were sleek, metallic, and clearly not human-made. Panic spread across the planet as communications systems worldwide broadcast the same message: your planet is now under the protection of the Galactic Alliance. Resistance is futile. You have 48 hours to surrender. In an underground facility beneath Seoul, Admiral Jaewo Kim stared at the emergency broadcast. Her small office, filled with star charts and technical diagrams, felt even smaller now. She had feared this day would come. "Admiral, the President is calling an emergency session," her assistant said, rushing in. Kim nodded grimly. "Tell them I'm bringing Project Imperator files." For 15 years, Kim had directed Earth's most classified space program. After a small alien scout ship crashed in the Pacific Ocean, her team had secretly studied and reverse-engineered its technology. Most world leaders didn't even know the project existed. The United Earth Council gathered in a secure bunker. 20 world leaders sat around a circular table, faces pale with fear. "They have energy weapons that could vaporize our cities in seconds," the defense secretary reported. "Our missiles can't even reach their ships." "Then we surrender," someone suggested. "Maybe they'll be merciful." Admiral Kim stood up. "Or maybe they'll turn us into slaves. Or worse." She activated a holographic display. 8 years ago, we began building this in the asteroid belt. The image showed a massive ship unlike anything humans had publicly built. Its hull was midnight black, with sharp angles and glowing blue engine ports. "The ESS Imperator," Kim explained. "Built using technology from a crashed alien scout ship. It's untested in combat, but it's our only chance." The room erupted in angry questions. "You built this without authorization? Where did the funding come from? How do we know it will work?" President Min-ji Lee raised her hand for silence. "Admiral Kim has acted under special directive. I authorized this project personally, along with 3 previous administrations." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. "The Imperator has shield technology, faster than light drives, and weapons systems based on alien tech," Kim continued. "We've assembled Earth's best crew in secret. They've been training for years." Outside the council chambers, the alien ambassador waited. It stood nearly 8 feet tall with 4 arms and an exoskeleton that shimmered like oil on water. 2 smaller aliens flanked it, holding devices that hummed with energy. President Lee met with the ambassador while the council debated. She returned looking shaken. "They call themselves the Galactic Alliance. They claim to be bringing us under their protection, but really they want our resources and labor. Hundreds of other species serve them already." "And if we refuse?" someone asked. "Orbital bombardment. They'll destroy our major cities as examples, then harvest survivors." Kim pulled up more data on the Imperator. "The ship is ready for launch. My crew can depart within 6 hours." "What possible chance does one ship have against 50? Asked the Russian president. Kim's face hardened. "They don't know we have it. The element of surprise might be enough to buy Earth time." "Time for what? More ships?" "We have none," the Chinese premier said. "Time to show them humans don't surrender easily," Kim replied. The council voted. The decision was made. Earth would appear to negotiate while the Imperator launched secretly. At the hidden dock in the asteroid belt, Captain Do-hyun Park assembled his crew. 48 men and women, the best pilots, engineers, and soldiers Earth had to offer. "I won't lie to you," Park told them. "This mission is likely one way. But if we fail, Earth falls." Engineer Juno Kong patted the ship's hull. "She's ready, Captain. Everything we could steal from that crashed ship is in her, plus some human ingenuity." Communications officer Su Ming-yoon looked nervous. "The alien ships are spreading out, establishing a blockade. They're watching for launches." "Then we'll have to be sneaky," Park said with a grim smile. As Earth's leaders stalled with diplomatic talks, the Imperator powered up its engines. The ship's AI, named Athena, came online. "All systems nominal, Captain," the AI's calm voice announced. Park took his place in the command chair. "Engage stealth systems. Set course for the edge of the blockade. Let's show these aliens they picked the wrong planet to bully." The Imperator slipped from its hidden dock, moving silently through the asteroid belt toward the alien fleet. Earth's fate now rested on one untested ship and its brave crew. The ESS Imperator moved silently through space, its advanced stealth systems hiding it from alien sensors. Captain Dohyant Park stood at the command center, watching the holographic display of the alien blockade around Earth. "Athena, status report," he ordered. The ship's AI responded in a calm voice. "Stealth systems operating at maximum efficiency. Power levels stable. We are approaching the outer edge of the alien formation." Park nodded. His crew worked quietly at their stations. They had trained for years for a mission they hoped would never come. Now Earth's survival depended on them. "Sir, I'm detecting an opening in their defense grid," said Lieutenant Jimin Ryu, the sensor officer. "If we time it right, we can slip through during their patrol rotation." "Do it," Park ordered. "Helmsman, prepare for maximum acceleration once we're clear." The Imperator moved through the gap in the alien blockade. For a moment, it seemed they would pass undetected. Then alarms blared across the bridge. "We've been spotted!" Ryu shouted. 3 alien cruisers breaking formation to pursue. Park remained calm. "Engage phase shift drive. Let's see if our new toys work." Engineer Juno Kong activated the experimental drive system. The Imperator shimmered, partially shifting into another dimension. The alien weapons fire passed harmlessly through the ship. "Phase shift holding steady," Kong called out. "But we can only maintain it for 7 minutes before the system overheats." The alien cruisers adjusted their weapons and fired again. This time, energy blasts clipped the Imperator's hull, causing the ship to shudder. "They're adapting to our technology faster than expected," said Kong. "These aliens are good." Park turned to his tactical officer. "We can't outrun them. Time to show them what humans can do. Set course for Jupiter." The crew looked at each other nervously. Jupiter's intense gravity and radiation would be dangerous for any ship. "Athena," Park said to the AI, "tactical assessment of my plan?" The AI's voice came through the speakers. "Captain, diving into Jupiter's atmosphere has a 78% probability of resulting in our destruction." "And our chances against 3 alien cruisers in open space?" After a brief pause, Athena replied, 12% survival probability. Park smiled grimly. "Then Jupiter it is." Sometimes the most dangerous move is the safest one. The Imperator raced toward the giant planet, the alien cruisers in close pursuit. As they neared Jupiter's upper atmosphere, the ship began to shake violently. "Hull temperature rising," warned Kong. "The radiation is interfering with our shields." "That's what I'm counting on," said Park. "Athena, activate the electromagnetic field amplifiers." Jupiter's massive magnetic field surrounded the ship. The Imperator's systems harnessed this energy, channeling it into their shields. The ship glowed blue as it absorbed the planet's power. The alien ships followed them into the atmosphere, confident in their superior technology. "They've never fought humans before," Park said quietly. "They don't understand that sometimes we do the illogical." "Quantum torpedoes armed," reported the weapons officer, Hyojin Choi. Her fingers hovered over the launch controls. "Fire!" Park ordered. The torpedoes shot from the Imperator, each one splitting into hundreds of smaller projectiles. Enhanced by Jupiter's electromagnetic field, they swarmed toward the alien vessels like angry hornets. The aliens tried to evade, but the torpedoes adjusted their course independently, using unpredictable patterns no computer could anticipate. 2 alien ships erupted in balls of fire. The third pulled away, racing back toward the main fleet. Cheers erupted on the Imperator's bridge. They had won their first battle. "Captain," said Communications Officer Su Min-yoon, the surviving alien ship is broadcasting. It's on all frequencies. Let's hear it, Park said. A harsh alien voice filled the bridge. What manner of madness is this? You risk your own destruction with such tactics. Park smiled. Respond with this message only: welcome to how humans fight. The Imperator pulled away from Jupiter, its hull still glowing from the heat. Damage reports came in from all sections, but the ship had survived. Athena, analyze the battle data, Park ordered. I want to know everything about how their ships performed. Already complete, the AI responded. I've identified several weaknesses in their defense systems. They rely heavily on predictive algorithms. When we acted against logical combat protocols, their systems couldn't adapt quickly enough. Park turned to his crew. That's our advantage. We don't fight like machines. We take risks. We improvise. And now they know it. On the main alien command ship, the Alliance leaders received news of their first defeat. The Supreme Commander stared at the battle recordings in disbelief. How can one primitive ship defeat our cruisers? It demanded. No one had an answer. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Galactic Alliance faced an enemy they couldn't predict. And the Imperator was just getting started. The alien command ship buzzed with activity. Officers rushed between control stations, analyzing data from the failed attack near Jupiter. The Supreme Commander slammed all four of its hands onto the console. Impossible. How did one human vessel destroy two of our cruisers? The Chief Tactical Officer approached cautiously. Supreme One, we've analyzed their combat patterns. They don't follow any known battle doctrine. Our computers cannot predict their next moves. Across the alien fleet, news of the defeat spread quickly. Species that had served the Alliance for centuries whispered among themselves. If humans in one ship could defeat Alliance cruisers, what else might they do? Meanwhile, aboard the Imperator, Captain Dohyan Park gathered his officers in the strategy room. The ship had taken damage but remained operational. We've bloodied their nose, Park said, but they still have hundreds of ships. We need our next move to send an even stronger message. Dr. Yunha Lee stepped forward. The small scientist had dark circles under her eyes from days without sleep. Captain, it's time to activate the Nexus Core. Park nodded slowly. The Nexus Core was the most experimental system aboard the Imperator and potentially the most powerful. Explain it to the crew, Doctor, he said. Lee touched a control panel, bringing up a holographic display of a pulsing crystalline structure. This is the Nexus Core. It's a quantum supercomputer unlike anything humans have built before. She expanded the image, showing complex data streams flowing through the crystal. We fed it every military battle in human history, every strategy, every desperate last stand, every brilliant victory against impossible odds. Engineer Juno Khan looked skeptical. We're fighting aliens with spaceships, not ancient armies with swords. Lee smiled. The principles of warfare don't change, just the tools. Alexander the Great would understand flanking maneuvers in 3 dimensions. The Nexus Core doesn't just copy old tactics, it learns from them, adapts them, and creates new ones no one has ever tried. Lieutenant Jimin Ryu raised his hand. So it's like having every great general in history helping us plan our battles? Better, Lee replied. It combines their thinking with Athena's processing power. And most importantly, it doesn't think like an alien AI. It thinks like humans, unpredictable, creative, sometimes even irrational. Park turned to Communications Officer Su Min-yoon. Any word from Earth? Yoon nodded. Admiral Kim reports the aliens are growing impatient with negotiations. They've shortened the surrender deadline to 12 hours. Then we need to strike now, Park said. Dr. Lee, activate the Nexus Core. Lee inserted a key into the console and turned it. The lights dimmed momentarily as power flowed to the ship's most secret weapon. A new voice spoke through the ship's systems, not Athena's calm tones, but something older, wiser, composed of countless human minds. Nexus Core online. Battle analysis complete. Recommend targeting the alien fleet's communication hub. Without coordinated control, their numerical advantage becomes a weakness. Park studied the tactical display showing the alien fleet's formation. They've tightened their defenses after our first attack. How do we get close enough? By being human, the Nexus Corps replied. By doing what no logical military mind would consider. The plan formed quickly. The Imperator would attack not from stealth or speed, but with psychological warfare. As they prepared for battle, Park walked through the ship, speaking with his crew. In the recreation area, he found several officers laughing while watching old Earth war movies. Sir, one of them explained, seeing his puzzled expression, we're studying improvisation. These old films are full of tactics that would never work in real warfare but might confuse alien computers. Park smiled. Carry on. In the engine room, Kong was modifying the ship's power systems. We're going to overload the primary reactors temporarily, he explained. It'll look like we're about to explode, but actually, we'll be channeling that energy into the weapons systems. Throughout the ship, humans prepared for battle not with grim determination alone, but with creativity and even humor. In the alien flagship, surveillance systems intercepted transmissions from the human vessel. The Alliance intelligence officer replayed the audio for the Supreme Commander. Supreme One, listen to this. The humans are laughing. Laughing? Before battle? The commander's exoskeleton rippled with confusion. Are they insane? Perhaps, the officer replied. Our psychological profiles cannot explain it. They face overwhelming odds, yet they make jokes. They plan seemingly suicidal tactics, then laugh about them. The Supreme Commander stared at the tactical display, where the lone human ship was now moving toward the center of the Alliance fleet. What are they planning? No sane species would attack with such odds. That, said the intelligence officer, may be precisely their advantage. As the Imperator accelerated toward its next encounter, Captain Park sat in his command chair, a slight smile on his face. Nexus Corps, are you ready? Ready, Captain. Alexander suggests we begin with a feint. Napoleon recommends we divide their forces. Admiral Sunson advises we use their numbers against them. Park nodded. Let's make history proud. The Imperator surged forward, one ship against an armada, carrying humanity's greatest weapon, the unpredictable human mind. 500 alien warships formed a massive wall in space. Their hulls gleamed under the distant sun, weapons systems charged and ready. At the center floated the Alliance command ship, twice the size of the others. Inside it, Supreme Commander Zontar, a being of swirling energy contained in a special suit, addressed Earth's leaders via holographic transmission. Your single ship has caused enough trouble, Zontar said, its voice crackling with power. Surrender the Imperator and its technology now, or we will burn your cities to ash, one by one. The transmission ended. On Earth, Admiral Jaiwo Kim looked at the worried faces of the United Earth Council. We need more time, she said. Captain Park has a plan. Aboard the Imperator, that plan was already in motion. The crew worked furiously at their stations while Captain Dohai and Park studied the alien formation. Their ships are perfectly positioned, he said. 500 vessels arranged in attack formation. Which makes them predictable, added Dr. Yunha Lee, monitoring the Nexus Corps. Park nodded to his helmsman. Prepare for lightspeed jump. Target coordinates, the exact center of their formation. The bridge fell silent. Engineer Juno Kong spoke first. Sir, jumping into the middle of their fleet is suicide. Exactly, Park replied with a slight smile. No sane commander would do it. Which is why they won't be ready. The Nexus Corps' voice filled the bridge. Captain, I calculate this maneuver has a 22% survival probability. Better odds than I expected, Park said. Prepare the quantum drones for deployment. And open a channel to Earth. On the secure channel, Park explained the final part of his plan to Admiral Kim. She listened carefully, then nodded. It's risky, but it might work. I'll have them ready. Park turned to his crew. This will be the most dangerous mission yet. Anyone who wishes to use the escape pods has my permission. No one moved. Then let's make history, Park said. Jump in 3, 2, 1. The Imperator vanished in a flash of light. A heartbeat later, it reappeared in the very center of the alien formation. The Alliance ships, confused by the suicidal maneuver, fired in all directions. Several hit their own vessels. Chaos erupted as the Imperator released hundreds of small drone fighters from its launch bays. Inside the alien command ship, Zontar roared with anger. How dare they? Destroy that human vessel immediately. Supreme One, said the tactical officer, we're having trouble targeting the drones. Their flight patterns don't match any known combat algorithms. What the aliens couldn't know was that these drones weren't controlled by combat AIs. In a bunker deep beneath Seoul, Earth's top video game players sat at special control stations, piloting the drones as if playing the most important game of their lives. Kim Tae-hyun, a 19-year-old gaming champion, whooped with joy as his drone spun between two alien cruisers, causing them to fire on each other. This is way better than VR. The Alliance ships had never faced such unpredictable tactics. Their computers couldn't anticipate moves made by humans who treated space combat like a game, who took risks no military AI would consider. On the Imperator's bridge, Park watched the battle unfold. Kong, is the power core ready? The engineer nodded nervously. Yes, but this modification could tear the ship apart. We've never tested it under combat conditions. No time like the present, Park said. Begin the sequence. Deep in the ship, Kong overrode safety protocols, channeling dangerous amounts of energy into the Imperator's experimental drive. The ship began to vibrate as power levels climbed beyond safe limits. Core temperature critical, warned Athena. Hull integrity compromised in multiple sections. Kong worked frantically at his console. Just a few more seconds. The space around the Imperator began to warp and twist. A miniature black hole formed in front of the ship, growing rapidly as it consumed the excess energy. Artificial singularity stable, reported Athena. Temporal distortion effect beginning. The black hole expanded, engulfing several alien ships and the Alliance flagship. For 3 terrible seconds, everything within the effect froze in time. Then, just as suddenly, the singularity collapsed. When normal spacetime resumed, the Imperator had somehow moved directly behind the Alliance command ship, all weapons locked on its engines. Inside the flagship, Zontar stared at the tactical display in disbelief. Impossible. Nothing can move through a temporal distortion. Communications Officer Soo Min-yoon opened a channel to the alien commander. Captain Park's voice was calm as he delivered his message. In human history, we have a tradition called checkmate. It means the game is over. Your flagship is defenseless, and our quantum torpedoes are locked on your power core. The next move is yours. For the first time in 1,000 years of warfare, the Supreme Commander of the Galactic Alliance faced defeat. Around the flagship, dozens of Alliance ships had been destroyed, not by superior technology, but by tactics they couldn't comprehend. This cannot be, Zontar whispered. One ship. One primitive ship. The Alliance commander stared at the image of the battered but undefeated Imperator, realizing a terrible truth: the most dangerous species in the galaxy wasn't the one with the most advanced technology. It was the one that could imagine the impossible, then make it happen. The Great Hall of the Galactic Alliance Council stretched for nearly a mile, with seats for representatives of 5,000 worlds. Most of these seats had been empty for centuries, filled only by holograms of species too fearful to attend in person. But today, every seat held a physical representative. News of the impossible had spread across the stars. A primitive world with just one warship had defeated the Alliance's main battle fleet. Admiral Jaiwo Kim walked slowly down the center aisle. She wore her formal Earth uniform, medals gleaming under the hall's lights. Behind her came Captain Do-hyun Park and the key officers of the ESS Imperator. The ship itself orbited the Alliance capital world, a visible reminder of Earth's unexpected power. The Supreme Council, 12 ancient beings representing the Alliance's founding species, watched from their elevated platform. Their leader, Zontar, still showed signs of damage from the battle. Its energy form flickered occasionally within its containment suit. "Humans of Earth," Zontar began, its voice echoing through the hall. "For 10,000 years, the Alliance has brought order to the galaxy. New species join as protected members, serving until they prove worthy of full rights. This is our way." Kim stepped forward. "Your way nearly destroyed our world. You came not as friends but as conquerors." Murmurs spread through the hall. Such direct speech to the Supreme Council was unheard of. "We offer you peace now," Zontar continued, ignoring her words. "Turn over the Imperator and its technology. Tell us how your ship defeated our fleet. In return, Earth will receive favorable status as a protected world." Kim smiled slightly. "I'm not here to surrender. I'm here to negotiate Earth's place as an equal member of the galactic community." Laughter erupted from many representatives. A tall, tentacled being rose from its seat. "Preposterous. One lucky victory does not make you our equals. You have one ship. We have thousands." Corrected Captain Park quietly. "You had thousands." The room fell silent. Kim activated a small device. A hologram appeared, showing Earth's orbital space. There, beside the moon, floated 3 new vessels identical to the Imperator. "While we negotiated," Kim explained, "Earth launched 3 more ships from our hidden shipyards. Each carries the same technology that defeated your fleet. And unlike the first Imperator, these have been fully tested in combat simulations. It was a bluff, the ships were barely operational, mostly empty shells, but the Alliance Council couldn't know that." Zontar's energy form pulsed with anger. "This is outrageous. You built these weapons in secret." "Just as you planned to conquer us in secret," Kim replied. "The choice before you is simple: accept Earth as an equal partner in the Alliance, or continue a war you cannot win." "Cannot win," scoffed another council member. "Your primitive species has existed for a mere moment in cosmic time. We have ruled for millennia." Dr. Yunha Lee stepped forward. "And that is precisely why you will lose. You've forgotten how to adapt, how to think beyond your ancient algorithms. You fight wars the same way you did 10,000 years ago." She gestured to the human delegation. "Look at us. In the span of one human lifetime, we went from the first airplane to landing on our moon. Another lifetime took us from simple computers to artificial intelligence. We evolve, adapt, and overcome faster than any species you've encountered." Kim addressed the entire hall now. "You underestimated us. You thought technology alone determines superiority. But the Imperator isn't just a warship, it's the embodiment of humanity's greatest strength, our ability to imagine the impossible, then make it possible." A new voice spoke from the gallery, a small, mouse-like alien. "The humans speak truth. For 3,000 years, my people have served the Alliance. We build your ships, mine your resources, fight in your wars. And still we are not equals." Other voices joined, species that had been subjugated for generations. The hall filled with shouts and arguments. Zontar raised its hands for silence. For long moments, it seemed to confer with the other council members through some silent communication. Finally, it turned back to the human delegation. "Never in our history has the Alliance been challenged this way." Its voice sounded older, tired. "Yet perhaps this is how progress comes." 3 days of intense negotiations followed. The treaty that emerged became known as the Human Accord. Earth would join the Alliance not as servants but as full members. More importantly, all species would have a path to equal representation. As Admiral Kim prepared to return to Earth, Zontar approached her privately. "You have changed the order of the galaxy," it said. "Many wonder if this is wisdom or folly." Kim looked out a viewport where the Imperator floated, battle-scarred but proud. "Change is always frightening. But necessary. And what happens when you build not just 4 ships, but 400? Will humans become the new conquerors?" Kim smiled. That's why we insisted on the treaty's mutual defense clause. We need each other, all species together, to face whatever comes next. As the human delegation departed, alien representatives throughout the galaxy studied Earth's history with a mixture of fear and fascination. They watched recordings of human wars, human art, human achievements and failures, trying to understand the species that had changed everything with just one ship. And aboard the Imperator, Captain Park began training a new generation of crews, preparing them not for war, but for a future where humanity's greatest weapon would be its imagination.